The White House is deciding whether to permit a first-of-its-kind mining project at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. Now, it follows an executive order signed by President Trump. This is way back in April, aimed at jump-starting the deep-sea mining industry. Spearheading these efforts, the metals company. Its shares have, in fact, soared more than 75% since the executive order was signed.
70% of the known reserves of nickel and cobalt and manganese sit in the form of these polymetallic nodules. And they literally just sit on the seafloor like the one in my hand. So it's only a matter of time that we got around to it. And there was a false start back in the 70s when, and that's another story, right? Because the CIA were very involved in getting this whole industry started.
Really? Why so?
This is where it gets interesting. It's part of the Pacific Ocean with potentially billions of dollars worth of minerals.
I've got some ideas. I got a feeling it doesn't have anything to do with mining.
It has nothing to do with mining, but it was a great cover story. The Russian submarine, which had nuclear warheads on it, the K-129, sank in the Pacific. The Americans had already implanted listening devices on the seafloor around the Pacific, so they could detect nuclear explosion and other activities. They were tracking this submarine, and all of a sudden they heard an explosion. And the Russians didn't have this same technology installed in the oceans, and so the Americans quickly clocked onto it, and the CIA got involved. But they had to have a reason to be out there because the Russians were looking for their lost submarine, and they'd had no idea where it was. They could just say, well, it left this port this time, and we last heard at this date in this location. First, they needed to establish were the warheads in place, were they worth recovering? And when they decided, yes, they were, they said, well, actually, we can't just go and pick them up because the Russians, it'll become an international incident. We might have World War III on our hands. And so we need to use the recovery of these polymetallic nodules as the cover story to go and recover the sunken Russian submarine. So they thought, well, they're not going to believe that we, the government, are going to be involved. So who can we get to front it? Howard Hughes, because everyone thought he's a bit crazy, he'll be up for this.
The company aims to mine minerals critical for batteries and other green technologies from the Clarion-Clipperton zone.
And so they reached out to Howard Hughes, and he said, yeah, of course, no problem.
Good evening. All across the country today, Americans were debating the value of the Glomar Explorer, the ship Howard Hughes built for the CIA, a $250 million intelligence gathering project to raise from the ocean floor a Russian submarine.
The CIA funded it all, and there were other companies involved, and the Glomar Explorer became the first deep-sea exploration vessel.
What percentage of that rock has precious metals in it?
We turn 100% of this into saleable material, and it's got about 33% pure metal. I've had the first-hand experience of witnessing, in one particular region, it was in Indonesia actually, where 10 years ago there were no people focused on nickel mining. We visited there, my team and I, maybe 3 years ago. This town of 70,000 people had been built, all focused on nickel mining. And it was all 100% done by China. I mean, when China sets its mind on things, they become very, very impactful and successful. And in this case, that's what they've done.
A bold new move from the White House could reshape America's energy future and the ocean floor. President Trump signing an executive order to fast-track deep sea mining off the U.S. coast. The goal is to unlock billions of dollars worth of minerals like nickel, copper, and cobalt.
This is something actually that's never happened before in the U.S., this large-scale deep sea mining. And President Trump is aiming to jumpstart the process of making this happen.
This industry almost went that way as well.
Yeah.
And it was only the election of President Trump that provided a pathway to us rescuing it and America reasserting its dominant role when it comes to ocean metals. Well, I bought you a gift today as well.
Oh, I love gifts.
Yeah? Well, this is a very precious polymetallic nodule, and we had them made about 5 million years old, this one.